right, now from this side, what you're gonna see body mechanic wise, you wanna take them in advance as much as possible. Once you pass that target a little bit, if you pass them and can't get a shot off, then I'm gonna have you blow by that target for this particular range drill. Okay, ready, Derek? Bust him. Check. Okay. You got to decock that thing. If the hammer is back in this condition after you call check, you're going to decock, flip the safety up and off, thumb behind the hammer, and then you're gonna holster the firearm from here. At this point, by leaving the thumb behind the hammer, the benefit and the gain is that if dirt, debris, tree branches, twigs, straps get inside the trigger guard here, at least you'll feel the hammer start to cock back. When it does, you know that something is wrong because the hammer shouldn't be cocking back, at which point you can pull it back out, look, see the obstruction, clear it. Again, now I would have to decock, safety up and off, thumb behind the hammer, jam it back into my holster, and I'm good to go. So you just have to be a little more protective over double single guns. Outstanding shooting. Great job. All right, guys, yesterday we did the movement where we were walking in this direction, engaging targets, only worrying about targets and threats that were off to our left. Today, this technique's a little bit different in the fact that what we're really concentrating on is something has caught our eye downrange. So we need to actually point our muzzle at a low ready or high ready, downrange, worrying about whether or not a potential threat could pop out and engage us. However, as we are making movement in that direction, a threat has popped up on our left-hand side. So we're gonna stop and engage that. Now, how you engage that, based on how I call out the number and the round count on that particular target, is going to affect you. In some cases, you'll be able to take that threat on the move, and in other cases, you're gonna wanna stop, square up to that threat, get the max use of your armor, if you're running armor, squaring up, engage that threat, but what's most important after you're done neutralizing that threat is turning right back and engaging it. So for instance, and I'm gonna go hot here, if I'm making movement here and I call out target 1, then take target 1 as many times as you can. As soon as I'm done engaging target 1 though, I need to be right back to protecting that corner, that threat. Now if I call out target 2 and you're right here, then you're gonna need to turn, engage, and then get right back on your corner, whichever works best for you. If I call out 5, take it on the fly. If I call out 5, stop. Transition if you need to, and then continue on. So now at this point, I'm gonna be on my secondary weapon system. Moving. Move. 1. Nice and easy. 2. Nice shooting. Outstanding job. 2 to the body on 7. Take him. All right, let's move. 9 again. 4 to the body. 4 to the head. Good job. 8. 8. 4 to the body. 4 to the head. You're under check. Feed your ready mag. Feed your ready mag. Consolidate. There you go. That's it. Nice job. All right, basically on this drill, it's another shooting and moving drill, but what we're gonna be doing is, I'll call out a specific target number, you'll engage that target with 4 to the body and 4 to the head. So on some of the shots, you'll actually be able to engage that target on the fly. If you do not think that you can safely engage that on the fly, then basically post up, stop, engage the target, and take your headshots however you need to. Anytime I call steel, you're gonna give me 5 rounds on that steel. Now, once we get up close for safety reasons, we're not gonna engage the steel anymore. But if all of a sudden something happens and you're on your secondary weapon system, then I would expect you to engage that steel with your secondary weapon system. This is a slow moving drill. We're not worried about moving fast. And in fact, on this particular drill, we're gonna go 4 to the body and 4 to the head on every single target that I call out. So on this particular range drill, if I call out target 1, engage it. How many rounds to the body? Coming to the head. Steel, engage the steel. Moving. At that point, I start making movement. If I say steel, take it. Scan. What would I do from this position right here?
Check.
Okay. Do your reload. Moving.
Move.
Safety's on. Engage 3. Steel.
Outstanding.
Keep moving. Target 5. Good job. Safe and hang.
Nice. Moving.
Move. 1.
All right. Moving.
Move. 2. Steel. Come on, hit it. There you go. Take it. Take that steel. Give me 2 more. Good hit. This. Hit.
Check.
Okay. That's why we do a chamber check, for God's sakes. Fix it. Pressure off the magazine. There you go. Is the chamber clear? Is the chamber clear? Did you get a good look? Yeah. If it's clear, go for it. Ready?
No.
I didn't think so, Hot Rod. Yeah, you got a little rat nest going on in there. Fix it. Hustle up. Hustle up. 5's getting up. I can see him getting up. So get that primary loaded. All right, 5 standing up now. He's cooking. There you go. Good job. Steel. 2. Gonna go forward to the head on 2. Miss. Miss. All right, hold for a second. Finger off the trigger. Present your gun. You just hold your gun. I'm gonna pull the trigger. Just move it off right there. Is it there? Mm-hmm. Yes, it's there. Is it there? Mm-hmm. Yep. Is it there? Mm-hmm. All right, put your finger on the trigger. I'll pull both. Let me see right there. Stand by. Is it there? Mm-hmm. Yes, it is. Fix your gun. Fix your gun. All right, trigger control. You do it now. You know what it feels like. Come on, slow it down. Easy. Slack. Gun gets tight. Good shot. All right, call for check. Check! Okay! That's really good. What it shows is that you're presenting the gun exactly where you need to, even when we're out at 15 to 20 yards with your secondary weapon system. The only thing we got to do is, on that particular gun, take the slack out of the trigger, get it to that gnat's ass, razor's edge, and then do a slow press to the rear. Yes, it's there. So when you saw me firing it, that's what I'm doing. That's why it's working. So your sight picture is dead on, obviously, because we hit that steel every time. Then when I took your finger, what I'm doing with your finger is pulling your finger back, letting you feel how tight that gets, right to that gnat's razor's edge. And then when you did that next time, all your rounds hit that steel. Gun gets tight. Good shot. Way to smoke it, man. Way to stick with it. Nice shooting. Steel! 1. Moving! Move! 3. Pistol, pistol, pistol. Finish him off. Steel. Slow down. Speed reload. He's getting back up. Give me 5 rounds on the steel. Take your time. Trigger control. Hit, hit. Miss, miss. Hit, hit, hit. Good job. Check. Okay. If you're gonna do a proper tack reload, do a proper one next time, not that. It's like a modified. Ready! Outstanding, good comms, call it. Moving! Move! 4! Pistol, pistol, pistol! Steel! Good hits. Call for check. Check! Okay! Do a proper tack reload on your secondary. Proper, not your tack reload. By the beard of Zeus. Good job, Mark. Take your time, take your time.
What I always enjoy about you make all the drills dynamic. So every time students are running through these, everybody's running the drill a little bit differently. On these dynamic drills, you're able to push each one of us to our kind of mind melt point, right? Take us right to that. We're still safe, not dangerous to ourselves or others, but you definitely make us think about it. throwing a lot of different things at us at the same time and making us have to think through the basics, think through, you know, everything that we learned. So
and like you said, you know, when I'm dealing with good shooters like you, what I'm doing is I have to wait until I believe that you're going to start having more problems, and then I try to accentuate on those problems, because then it causes you to work through those problems, which you did. When you slowed down on your secondary, all your hits, you were smoking steel. When you rushed it, your tack reload, it was a modified tack reload, but towards the end, what happened? You finally kicked in and you started doing a real and a proper tack reload on your secondary weapon system. You had a problem with your primary. I saw the mag fall out of it, so as soon as I saw the mag fall out of it, I didn't want you to know about it, unless you really did, and then have you engage the target, therefore experiencing another problem, which is transition to your secondary. Outstanding shooting.
Appreciate it, man.
It's always good working with you.
Thanks, you too.
Oh, that was good, man.
Different ways to negotiate and handle barricades that you guys need to think about. Most of the time, people have you punch your barrel and muzzle past a barricade. In this case, we want to stay back. That might be great if range safety rules tell you to do that, but unfortunately what they're doing is they're building training scars, because you need to index yourself, your gun, whether it be your primary or secondary, off of this barricade. So what we're going to do is we're going to treat this like weapon side barricade, reaction side barricade, and then of course, because I'm a righty, this is my weapon side that I'm utilizing my primary on. This particular range drill, we're doing everything, and everything will be shot from the weapon side of my body. Okay, so we're not going to shift the gun over to the reaction side. We will do that later for another specific drill. So a couple things on this. I want to make sure that my body parts, my legs especially, are behind cover, because if you get a shot in the leg or the thigh region, what do we have there that's very dramatic as far as bleeding out? Femoral artery. We'll try to take our shoulders, of course, and tuck them down. Engage the target. From here, if I engage the target, I will then move and just shift to engage the other piece of target. We're engaging all steel at this point from this range. Once I'm done, it is now going to be up to you, the shooter, lull in the gunfight. So if you need to, you roll that gun, do a tactical reload, top off your primary, get your mag stowed wherever you need to, and from here, you're going to run to the next barricade. You'll run to the next barricade, you'll engage the steel. 6 rounds on this steel, 6 rounds on that steel, and 6 rounds on every steel that is presented to you. If you need to and you run out of ammo, what are you going to do? Transition to your secondary weapon system. Give me at least 6 and clean your steel behind your door. At that point, top off your secondary, top off your primary, and then continue on. You will finish at the last door. So we're going to finish at the 50-yard line. One more thing with this drill. It's going to be a conga line. What I mean by that is, as soon as shooter 1 engages 6 here, and clears this doorway right here, they're going to peel out. I'm going to have another shooter engaging, so you're going to have muzzle discipline. Muzzle down, safety on while you're running and gunning. I'll demonstrate it for you. So all that's going to happen here, going hot, engage, how many rounds?
6.
Shift over. Take your time if you need to, that's okay. Shoot fast when you can, slow it down, get your hits on target. At this point, I'll just muzzle the gun down, safety's on, and I will make movement to the next direction. And this is the direction that I want you to roll out in for this range evolution. I'll then move. Take up position. Shift over. Next piece of steel. Now what is probably something that I need to do right now? Bring the gun up, get it in my workspace, do a tack reload, make movement. Shift over. Scan. Drill's over. Yeah, we're hot. Take them. Job safety on and move. Mark.
quick how you normally do a tack reload without this.
Ooh, without it. Ooh.
Yep. As a shooter, because you're having to work two separate weapons.
So I'm here. Get high on it, then go low on it.
Yep. Get high on the mag, go low. Gotcha. That's exactly the way it's gonna work. People are about to come over into your world now, and they're about to hate life.
Sweet.
All right, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna shoot that exact same drill again, but we're gonna shoot it as a lefty. And all it really is doing is giving us a lot of practice working our gun, manipulating our gun for doing a reaction side barricade, reaction side shoulder, okay? Ultimately, what you need to do and what you need to think about is how fast you need to neutralize that target, and then also how much cover do you need in which to do so. Because if I come up to this barricade and I engage from my weapon side, okay, I engage here, and for whatever reason I need to quickly just punch out and get this guy, fundamentally it's probably easier to just leave it on that shoulder. Would you agree? However, I don't know what's going to happen downrange in your scenario, because it may be better for you to actually go from this position of shooting, transition over to your reaction side and engage from here. But one of the things that you need to now think about is if your primary weapon and you're at distance stops working, how do you handle those procedures? Meaning, as a righty, if my gun, while I'm in this position, stops working, I do the chamber check, and then I roll and I go into doing a speed reload, or I do a tack reload. However, now, if that happens after I've shifted the gun into this position and it happens here, how do I actually handle it? Because it's going to be a little different. All of a sudden, I am at distance, I'm beyond 50 yards where I would normally use my secondary, I'm here, I look, chamber check, it's empty. Obviously, my trigger finger can depress that magazine release button, and I can go right into insert in another magazine. That's really easy. But if you notice, this gun was not really built for a lefty in mind. That's why guys are coming up with ambi guns. So now, the dilemma is when I am in this position right here, and it's locked back to the rear, how do I now have to handle it? Because if you notice, there is no magazine release on this side. So how would you recommend that I now handle this portion right here? I roll the gun up, but now what? Do I start indexing my magazine? That's what I normally do, because normally I'm trying to do two things at once when I shoot it off my right-hand side, my weapon side. That is, drop the magazine and index my magazine. Okay, drop one magazine, depress the button while inserting and indexing my spare ammo. But now what do I have to do? Does it do me any good bringing ammo up right now, or should I clear it?
I clear it.
Kind of makes sense. If I'm here in this position, I break the gun down, press and strip it, insert. Now here's the next problem. One or two things. Either your trigger finger will reach what I refer to as the ping pong paddle or bolt release. Either your finger will reach that or not. If it reaches it, it's probably a good idea if you're strong enough to actually use it. Mine really doesn't. So now, how do I get that bolt forward? I don't want to use the charging handle because it's going to be extremely awkward. I can come up underneath and depress it, or I can actually reach around and pop it right here. Then get back up on my gun and engage and neutralize the targets. So those are some of the things that you guys need to think about, because as you guys are running and gunning, this is going to happen to you. 1 minute your gun's working, next minute it's not. How do I handle it if I haven't practiced it? So on this particular drill, I'm going to have you guys run from position to position with your guns in whatever condition they are when you leave this barricade, which means I do not want you right now to do a tack reload, okay, on this particular drill. But let's cover the tack reload, just so we're clear on it. I'm here. To do the tack reload, I usually clamp the magazines. So I'll index and I usually do this, but it looks like this on the reverse side. Now, I can't depress the magazine with my trigger finger. So I'm generally gonna have to get high up on the gun, strip this, rip it down, and then create enough space to get this new magazine in and seat it. Then regrip the magazine and get it back into whatever pouch you need to at this point, okay? So as far as attack reload goes, there's a lot more going on to actually do it and perform it if you're not running an ambi control. All right, so I'm going to start off. Remember, muzzle to sight relationship. Engage. Same thing. Safety on, and then I'm just going to make movement. And then break down and make movement from there. Any questions? All right. Good job. Roll out. There, you're out. Got to drop your muzzle because you're too close to the barricade. Pistol, 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 pistol. Give me 2 rounds, then we'll have you fixed. Safety, safety, safety. 1, come on, Pete. There you go. Okay. Be cocked. Thumb behind the hammer. Thumb behind the hammer. Easy, easy. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Then you go in your holster. There we go.
So I came up here, dropped the mag with my other finger.
And with your trigger finger, depressed it, released it, and that actually is get a good payoff on that device.
Yeah.
So that's actually pretty
I never thought
quick.
about it like that.
Even if you had to do a tack reload, I mean, you're still good to go with that device. So good shoot.
Yeah, that was fun.
Way to blaze. All right, guys, on this particular drill, you guys are now teamed up. So we've done it as individuals, both weapon side, reaction side. We've done it also weapon side and then shifting it over to reaction side and working the weapon side barricade and reaction side barricade. So you guys should definitely be able to do this as a 2-person team. You guys are going to be stuck in these positions. What's basically going to end up happening is I'm going to start off on my weapon side. Wayne's going to start off on his reaction side. All right, ready, Wayne? We're going to start engaging a steel. We're working as a team now, so the command for me to make movement is going to be moving rear. I'm waiting for permission. He says, move, at which point I will turn, roll out. So for me, I will roll to my right because I do not have an operator to my right. So I'll roll out and I will take up an identical position on the other barricade. As soon as gunfire starts, the common sense factor takes over, and basically Wayne will collapse from this side of the barricade and he will make movement. Now, if you notice, there's blue barrels in between. If for some reason Wayne does not now hear gunfire, that is his next position of advantage to get behind until he does hear gunfire. So, what do you need to do if your primary stops working? Get your secondary up and running. When Wayne gets to your position at that point and starts laying down fire, then what would I do? Call check, put my stuff away, and then if he has a primary weapon malfunction, he knows his job is to protect us, in which case he'll put out his secondary weapon system and we will work and deconflict from there. And as you can see, we have 3 barricades, we have 2 barrels, and you will pick and choose depending upon what you hear and how things are going. So it's a shoot, move, communicate piece.
In this situation, what I would do is hug the barricade and lean out.
In the first few drills, I let you do that.
Right.
But now I'm asking you to not do that. I'm gonna have you try it just because I want you working this side. If you do have to do this, then one of the things that you can do from here, because I know you're a righty, you can roll the gun in and then you're gonna have to come out and engage one-handed. You're gonna have to hold your gun. You call check, get your secondary weapon system put away, and get your primary up, strip it, go. That's how you're gonna have to do it if you cannot get the sling where you want.
All right. That'll be all right. Yeah.
Stand by. Pop. All right, you hear the gunfire? Reload your kit. Back up just a little. Great shooting, Mark, for someone who doesn't want to do it on that side. Good job. Little low. Take your time. Hit!
What I had to do is just adjust my stock a little bit. And I was able to adjust my body a little bit, turn my shoulder in just a little, and I was able to get the hit. So you're right.
You know what? If you don't try something new, you'll never know that you can actually do that. So great shooting. Good shooting, Alan. A real good question was asked. Derek said, hey, listen, when you run over to that doorway, wouldn't you normally say,
as the operator over here, moving rear, and then wait for permission of move. The problem is with these guns, especially without cans, you're probably never going to hear that. It's a very good question. So the rule of thumb generally to signify was a burst, because no matter how many guns were online when you're engaging, you could always hear that quick burst out of automatic fire. However, we don't want to waste ammo, and every round down range is liability, so we want to make sure we're hitting our targets. The common sense factor takes over. That is, I'm on this side, I hear gunfire coming from over there. I, in reality, would have to take a quick look to make sure it's safe and then break down and take off. So it's a really good question. Now, if you're running suppressors, and everybody's running suppressors, then to do this drill with some comms, there's value added if you decided to do that. So you would not be wrong in running the same drill with suppressors and having communications take place. Okay, so that would actually be a positive if you could. But as soon as you start going handgun, you can't hear. Now, we're doing this as a range drill, and we're incorporating a lot of things. We're incorporating shooting from the reaction side barricade, from the reaction side shoulder. We're teaming up with another person that we can utilize in this event. All those lessons learned from the other day, we're now incorporating them. So I actually have a guy who understands my communications, and we can keep a gun up and running successfully. So, and you will make mistakes. I'll come out here and I'll make mistakes running with somebody that I haven't worked before, or just we could be working together a lot and I'll still make a mistake. So you never know how it's going to go. But the goal is for you to work your problems here with your partner. Okay? Keep doing what you're doing. Just be ready to reload or transition. Try a different mag. Try a different mag. Might be ammo related. If this doesn't work, you're going to have to go to your secondary. Get on it.
Wayne had a failure with his primary. His primary's dead, right? It's out of the fight. He's doing really good holding down the fort with the secondary. Corey comes up and takes position. They're both at the rearmost barricade. He's laying down fire right next to Wayne with his primary. Primary goes empty. Why does he transition to pistol? Wouldn't it be better in that situation to just, you've already got a guy, because you're not going to yell out check to your partner who's already on his pistol. Wouldn't it be better to just, instead of going to your pistol, get that primary back up and in the fight?
You can do that. He wouldn't have
just
been
an
wrong for
operator,
doing it.
just, yeah, okay.
I won't fault him for that. If he transitions to his secondary and he's a skilled shooter with the pistol,
right,
then I'm not going to fault him for that. If he does exactly what you're saying at the 50-yard line, because to me that's right there at that reasonable threshold for the average person. If he transitions to his secondary, he's not wrong. If he decides to just do a mag change on his primary, he's not wrong.
Right.
I'm
Operator choice. Yeah.
Exactly, operator choice. What we're doing is we're just trying to create those problems and then let you ultimately come up with the decision that you feel that you need to do.
Okay.
And if you're skilled with your 1911 and you can shoot it at 50 yards pretty consistently, then I'll tell you what, I don't want to be on the receiving end of that.
Some days are better than others. I'm better off getting my M4 back.
Nothing wrong with that. Awesome. Get on that gun, Neil! Miss, high left. Low. Low. Right. Hit. 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 Low. Jack! Pissed. Holy shit, you're covering for him! Work it out. I need both primaries up before we stop. Good job, Neil. Keep working it, keep working it. Give me 2 rounds on the field, Neil. Cease fire, cease fire. Good job. So basically, what you had, great transition down there, Neil, because he was in the process, he just got up to the door, just started firing. You know what, it probably wouldn't have registered, and you got right back on your secondary. So had he had a problem or anything, you would have been covered. And when you think about what happened here, it's kind of funny because you're together, you called check, you said okay, you had a weapon malfunction, and then there's a pause. So remember, you protected him once, just protect him again. All right, good shooting though, real good shooting. Good run.
Everybody gather around over here, please. So basically what we're going to do on this drill is you can take up any position you want. If you want to go down on one knee, you can. If you want to utilize both knees, you can. If you just want to squat, that's fine as well. The goal is that both Derek and I are going to work as a team. So the check drill still applies just like it has earlier. In this case, it's extremely important because we have a lot of targets out on the gun range and we're going to be making movement. Basically like a leapfrog fashion, if you want to break it down and make it easy, of going from one position to another while each other are trying to provide a constant rate of gunfire. So what we're simulating is that it's an extended gunfight. We're going to stay on our guns and we're going to deconflict and work out our problems. Hopefully we'll be successful. Going hot. You guys are about to do the run. You saw me do the demo, me and Derek. The only thing I'm going to stress again, just to make sure, is watch your muzzle to sight relationship. So you'll see in some of the positions when you're shooting through the windows, of course, this is a range drill. We have cars that are already set up. I'm having you shoot it in a certain fashion so we're not getting into situations like, yes, we should be behind the engine block if possible. A lot of these cars, the tires are flattened. There's a lot of frag all over the cars. So for safety, I'm having you shoot it in a certain manner. So when you punch through, remember, don't punch your barrel through these openings. Stay back as best as possible so you don't get your gun stuck. And just remember, where that barrel is may not be where the optic is.
Sure.
Okay. Other than that, let's have a good run. You guys ready?
Ready.
You still owe me 4 on this one and 4 on that one over there on the angle. You're here gonna have to break the gun in to get this guy. So I might just think about
tunnel visioned and didn't realize this guy had a shot on me.
No problem. Your partner was right there and came through and you blasted him. Go. One of the things that you need to think about too, you know, when you're making movement, we come up, there are times where we go low and there are times when we just got to break that gun actually into a high port and then roll out and move. I thought you and Neil had a really good run, so good shooting, good communication. Never did I really see a lull in a gunfight, and somebody in some form or fashion had a weapon system up and running, so outstanding job.
Thank you.
Way to smoke them. What you're going to do here is you have in front of you presented 4 paper targets. Down range, of course, at about the 50 to 75, we have 3 pieces of steel. What's going to happen is you're going to engage the paper targets first, starting left to right. So you're going to shoot 4 to the body, 4 to the head, 4 to the body, 4 to the head. From this position right here. So this is where you're going to start the position from. After that, you're going to, however you need to, move over in front of the steel, take up a kneeling position. I do not care how you kneel. So you can go supported, unsupported, you can lean back on it, whatever you feel is most comfortable to you, the shooter. Engage the steel, 2, 2, 2. At that point, I want you to do a tactical reload. Get this one put away, go prone. Once you go prone, 2, 2, 2. You're then gonna come back up to a knee, engage 2, 2, 2 again, and then from here, just move over and engage these targets. 4 to the body, 4 to the head, 4 to the body, 4 to the head. Any questions?
Yep. So we're just working our way down, working our way back up, and I'm gonna shoot it slow so there's no questions. Just take your time. Check! Ready! And I'm out of ammo. If you need a transition, do so. Whatever you need to do to work your weapon problems. You see that if you do a tack reload, I was only carrying one magazine on me, but it paid off. Had I put that magazine in my pocket, I probably wouldn't have indexed my pocket first. I would have just went right to my belt. 90% of the time, the shooter will always go to the belt or the pouch to access those magazines, not to a pocket. Had that been in a dump bag, it would have been mixed in with possible empty mags. So those are things that you need to consider. Of course, I'm only carrying one. So if you do a true tactical reload, I'm generally feeding from my last magazine. That way, as the gunfight continues, since you guys are carrying more magazines than me right now, you feed from the front, therefore all your speed reloads are with full magazines, and then you'll finally get down to that last partial magazine, and it could be those 2 or 3 rounds that may save your life. But the bottom line is you will feed from your pouch. So just something to think about. Neil, you're up. Shooters ready? Stand by. Bust. Send it. Okay. We need a chamber check, didn't we? We just assumed. You're gonna be kidding me, Derek. This is rookie stuff. Come on, get that gun back up into the fight. I don't believe, man. You're letting me down. You're letting the team down. Lock that bolt to the rear. Lock the bolt to the rear. Lock the bolt to the rear. We're gonna work this. Lock it to the rear. Insert a magazine. Use the ping pong paddle. There we go. Good shooting, Derek. Get up on these targets. Bust them. So tell me, Derek.
That's why I like to run it again.
What went wrong?
The whole concept of checking the chamber is somewhat vital. Keeping your weapon up and running.
Had you just checked your chamber, what would have happened though? Had you checked your chamber, what would you have seen?
I would have seen. I think it was a stovepipe.
Yeah,
or was it brass?
Yep.
Okay.
So then you would have treated it.
I would swipe the brass away, lock the bolt to the rear, double check the chamber.
Boom, and then you would have been back up into the fight.
You know, having a class from Chris, knowing him before the class, it was, oh, I know what he's gonna do, but I really didn't know what he was gonna do. Check.
Okay.
So some of the things he's done today I've never seen. I've been to a couple classes, and you never think, you know, he comes up with some pretty cool stuff to train on that we wouldn't do anywhere else.
You got to keep your head in the game. You got to be ready to run the gun. It's always a challenging class.
Good job.
Ready?
Good job. Safe and Hank.
I'd say the most important thing that I take away from this class is to just learn to slow down and accomplish the task at hand. And if I do that, then I'm less prone to make another failure.
Outstanding. Safe and Hank.
There's so much to do at once, and the drills really kind of beat that into you.
The class puts stress on you, so it gives you an opportunity to mess up, but it gives you a chance to actually try various techniques and perfect them in an environment where your life isn't on the line with pressure. It's a pressure you won't get just simply running a firearm at a static range.
Oh shit, we didn't transition! Come on!
There's a lot you can take away from this class to then go work on those drills with your friends and with like-minded people. So even if you're a guy that's taken a lot of classes, you need to get out there and you need to experience a class environment again.
Slow down. Hit! There you go. I care about the students. The students are very, very important because I hope that at the end of the day, all the students realize that I am really, truly trying to help them. That there's no ego here. Hell, I'll come out here and make mistakes, and hopefully I work through them. But the bottom line is that the student needs to know that I am keeping their best interest here. The fact of the matter is if you practice it, you can do it. And if you want to set limitations on yourself, great. But those limitations don't really play a role in my class because we're going to work beyond that. Because you know what? You could be better. You know what I'm saying? You could be a better shooter. We just got to find out. We just got to take you to the point of failure and make you work that. And that's what it's all about.